Welcome to my adventures in acrylic fluid art, take one. I'm sharing some pieces that I've done here. This one was done back in July of 24 through May of 25. I've done a couple, just a few different techniques that I've seen people do on YouTube. These are two of my first pours, and none of these are brilliant, and this is not a tutorial because I still really don't know what I'm doing, but I love the colors. Love the play of colors. I love cells. And acrylic paint is its own beast, just like resin is a beast. Two totally different things. Oh, pointing out a mistake I made there. There's a lot of mistakes in this video, but I thought I'd share some things I did. I really like this piece. I created this in a class I took with my friend Rocky here in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'll put a link to her classes below if you want to learn how to do this the right way. That was the least worked piece, and it turned out the best out of everything I've done. Here's two pieces I did this week after taking Olga Sobi's acrylic fluid art classes. I'll have a link to her as well because she gives so much information, and even though I took this huge class, I did so many things wrong in these paintings, but they're pretty in a way, and they're prettier than some stuff that I've seen out there. So I thought I'd take you on my journey and just show you what I did. Again, this is not a class on how to do this by any stretch of the imagination. If you like colors, you'll like this. This is a dirty pour with silicone oil. I think that's a very thin canvas I have there. I mixed up some colors. They were ready to pour paints, actually. Very cheap things I bought either at Michael's or on Amazon, and I put a drop or two of silicone oil in each one. I probably had about half an ounce of each color. And as you see, it creates cells there. This I did see before I took Olga's class. I watched a few videos she did, and I actually got pretty good results in these first two pieces. Not brilliant, but good enough results. My problem here was, as I've learned, when you apply heat, you get cells, but what I should have done was spread the paint. I did not have enough paint on the canvas, and then once I've created the cells and I start tilting it, the cells kind of get all elongated, which apparently you don't want in acrylic paint. But again, this was the very first pour I ever did with acrylic paint, so I was pretty excited to even get cells. But these kind of paints are really cheap, like under 20 bucks for 4 to 6 colors. And they're really thin, and you can pretty much do really easy pours like this with them. And if you add the little drop of silicone oil to it, you will get cells. Although a lot of artists don't like using silicone oil now because it kind of pits your paintings, which it does and it doesn't, I found. There are a lot of techniques out there, but like I said, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I eventually took Olga's class because, like I said, these first two pours worked out easily with me just watching her YouTube videos. So I actually paid to take her whole class on fluid art mastery. No master yet, but I'm working at it. I know all the mistakes I made, so I guess that's learning something. So there I'm just putting some paint on the sides, like I'm finishing this like it's going to be in a museum somewhere. But there's Kevin helping me because I had so much paint on my hands. I will say I've been working with resin for over 8 years, and resin is messy and sticky. Paint is a nightmare. Oh my God, it gets everywhere. And it's like you just feel like, I don't know, like a cat in water. You like want to get it off you. So applying the heat did give it a few more little cells. Up there I am tilting it again because I don't know why. Didn't help it any. And isn't that funny, that little strange thing up there in the corner? I have no idea. That's something else that didn't work out. It looks like a little alien with eyeballs. So that was just the dirty pour. This one is going to be a swipe with silicone oil. And as I was listening to my video, I'm like, oh, I didn't remember I did it that way. This was just a piece of wood that I had that I put just some black paint on. And again, these are just cheap, they're called ready to pour acrylics. You don't have to mix anything with them. You don't have to do anything with them. And these colors all work together because they all came in a pack. So I figured they wouldn't get all muddy. And I'm just, again, this was something I watched one of Olga's videos. Don't remember which one it was, but it was a swipe video. And these colors do not have silicone oil in them. I'm just layering the different colors, but when I add black at the top, it will have silicone oil in it, and then you pull it over the colors with a swipe. You'll see here in a second. Just kind of blending the colors there. Adding a little bit more because I didn't have enough on there. You do have to put a lot of paint on a canvas too. Here I'm pouring the black that has silicone oil in it. The base of black did not have silicone oil in it. And then you just take a piece of paper and swipe the black through the colors. And you'd think, oh no, I've lost the colors, but just wait to see what happens. I was so thrilled with this pour. Again, second pour I ever did with acrylic paint. And now we take the little heat gun and look at those cells pop. Sorry for the reflection of the light there, but if you look at the beginning of the video, you'll see the finished pieces, but this was what it took to get those finished pieces. And actually on this one, I got something at the top of the piece. I don't know how it got there, so I must have monkeyed around with it after I quit filming. But it was kind of cool to see all of these little cells pop up, and it's just popping up because of the heat and because of the black being dragged on top of it. But that's called a swipe, I believe. And this is a funnel cut pour, no silicone oil. Again, it's just some cheap paints that I bought off Amazon. They came in a set. I think they're metallic colors, even though they're not that metallic. But that's just a little silicone funnel, and I do not have anything on that canvas. You can have stuff on the canvas first, I guess. I don't know the rules for it. But you basically just move the funnel around. And I realized, oh, I didn't have enough. Olga Sobey actually gives you a lot of stuff for free. She has a paint calculator on her website telling you how much paint you need to fill up a canvas. So that was just fun. It was just a funnel, no silicone oil, just moving the paints around. Pretty simple, easy peasy. But of course, I have to go monkey around with it. That's my thing, is I just don't know where to stop. That's some pouring medium or a cell medium thing. It's not silicone oil, but here I am trying to spray it on there like it is silicone oil. It didn't do anything but give me a big blob up in the middle of my piece that I try and fix there with a toothpick. But again, I should have left it alone, but I can't leave anything alone. That's one of the rules with painting with acrylic paint, is I think don't overwork it, which that's my middle name, is overwork. This turned out really pretty too. One thing I've noticed, and they say with acrylic paint, when it's wet, it's really bright. When it dries, it gets darker. And I have not finished any of these with any kind of spray or whatever they call it. So this is just dried paint on the canvas, but it was pretty. So now this is after I took Olga's class, and this is a Dutch pour. And again, one thing for this, oh my gosh, you again have to have enough paint. That wasn't a brilliant idea, so I had to add more paint on there and just kind of move it around. There's all these little rules. There's my cheap little palette knife because I didn't want to invest in any metal ones yet in case I didn't like doing this. But a Dutch pour, use a blow dryer to blow out the patterns. And as you'll see, I don't know how to do that yet. I did it in Rocky's class, that one piece I showed you that I don't have the actual pour of because we did that in a class. But what I found from Olga is I have these I had to mix these paints. This is a big process. She has recipes to use that guarantees you great results. And you have to learn how to mix paint with pouring mediums, and you have to take her class to learn how to do it. But one thing I didn't do, as you see, I have those in like little cups, and she mixes a lot of her paints into like those little ketchup squeeze bottles, which just gives you a little line of color. And I've realized this is my big mistake with acrylic pours, is see how big that is on my canvas. Don't even ask me what I'm doing with dotting white on here. That's not part of anybody's recipe. I don't know. Maybe I thought I was working with resin. But when you work with that blow dryer, you can't have this much paint on a canvas. It just takes up too much room. Up, and now I'm just going to add more colors in there. And if you see, when I start pouring it, it's just a big glob. This is what I struggle with resin too. I need those little bottles so I can pour just a thin stream of paint colors. And here comes the blow dryer. It is very cool if you do it the correct way, which I'm not doing. Rocky's also a master at this with both resin and acrylic paint. So again, if you want to learn how to do this the correct way, take Olga Sobi's class or Rocky's class. Rocky has some classes on her Instagram account as well. I did love the finished pieces from these, and it's nothing to do with my skill at doing this. The paints did what the paints were going to do, but I did like those mix of colors. All right, here's a traveling open cup with Olga's recipe as well. Again, I did this so incorrectly, and this is the most overworked piece of the group. Although in the end, I'm okay with the finished piece, but it was just a nightmare. Wait till you see how I overwork this. This is overwork with a capital O. So here I have a little cookie cutter that I'm going to layer paints in. Don't ask me why I had half black and half white. That was just some brilliant idea. And again, I don't think I put enough paint in, but again, this is just guesswork for me because I'm a beginner, rank beginner at this. And then you just travel a cup. Look at all those cells. They're so beautiful. But what do? I pick up the blow dryer. I don't know why. I didn't need to do this. And this starts the overworking, which I should have stopped there, but I didn't. I went back and added more paint. Another thing I've learned, that's a gold metallic color. Gold seems to overtake both paint and resin, so you have to use gold or metallics very sparingly. Don't ask me what I'm doing drawing in there. I have no idea. Now I've decided I don't like the black, so I'm going to tilt it and put some paint off on the sides and add some more color, of course. And more purple. I think I even come back in with the blow dryer here again. Up and more gold, like I needed more gold, like I needed a hole in the head. And some white. And this is just turning, yep, there's the blow dryer. It's just turning into a mess. But for how much I overworked this, I actually like the finished piece. It's okay. Like I said, it's not going to be in a museum anywhere, but the paint did what the paint did. And I just need to go back to square one and quit doing so much to all of these things. So if you've learned anything from watching this video is don't overwork your acrylic paint pours like this one. It was just a mess, but it was fun doing it, and it's fun learning new things. If you want to learn how to do acrylic paint pours correctly, I'll put links below to both Olga Sobi's courses and my friend Rocky's classes because they are very good at what they do. Thanks for watching my adventure in acrylic fluid art.